Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, the city of Austin is reporting that this landslide happened on Wednesday. You can see the trail is closed at this hour because of that damage. They've posted some signs on the entrances to the trail, but the city of Austin is warning people to stay away from Shoal Creek after this landslide. It happened again on Wednesday on the west side of the creek between 24th Street and Shoal Creek Boulevard. Now, because of this, there's an increased flood risk for Lamar and other buildings in the area. The city says people should continue using the sidewalk on Lamar as a detour for the Shoal Creek Trail. The city says they are keeping a close watch on this. They say the landslide is unstable. Back to you. Hey, good morning, Dave. Well, we already knew that there was a landslide in this area from previous storms, but with the storms that happened this week as well as last week, there's been additional movement, and now the city of Austin has blocked off this area, asking people to just completely avoid the trail because, as you can see, trees that have been knocked down by the storms are blocking part of the trail. They've been snapped. We've also got part of the wrought iron fence that is destroyed. Some other barriers have been knocked over. Also want to show you guys the creek is extremely high right now. That's because there's nowhere for this water to flow. They say that this new movement and the landslide happened on Wednesday on the west side of the creek between 24th Street and Shoal Creek Boulevard. Now there's an increased flood risk for Lamar and buildings in the area. The city says that people should continue using the sidewalk on Lamar as a detour for the trail. They're telling people to stay away from the landslide area, including areas near the creek and the destroyed portions of the trail. Debris from the landslide area is again partially blocking Shoal Creek, as we just showed you. The city is going to be holding a press conference in about an hour and a half from now to give us more information. They are closely monitoring this and say they will take additional measures if need be. We already knew there was a landslide in this area from previous storms, but the city of Austin is now informing us that there's been movement to this landslide as a result of last week's storms and this week's storms. You can see trees are knocked down, snapped in half. They are blocking part of the trail. We also have this wrought iron fence here. Part of it is destroyed. The creek is very high because there is nowhere for the water to go. Now, because of this new addition to the landslide and what's been happening, there's an increased flood risk for Lamar and buildings in the area. The city of Austin says this happened on Wednesday on the west side of the creek between 24th Street and Shoal Creek Boulevard. The city of Austin says people should continue using the sidewalk on Lamar as a detour for the trail. They're telling people to stay away from the landslide area, including areas near the creek and the destroyed portions of the trail. As we showed you, debris from the landslide area is again partially blocking Shoal Creek.
The thing that's complicated with this situation is, in order to really stabilize the slope, it has to be a solution that addresses the entire slope in order for it to be safe. And that, unfortunately, that crosses property lines.
The trail is closed because of the damage. The city says they are closely watching and monitoring the creek, and if need be, they will take additional steps. Reporting from Shoal Creek, Jacqueline Sarkeesian, Fox 7 Austin News. Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, right now the public is being asked to avoid Shoal Creek because of this landslide. The exact location of it is along 24th Street off Lamar. The landslide actually happened last year, and with all the recent rain, it happened again. 4 homes sitting along the edge of that slope are affected, and 2 have been identified as most in danger. The city says there are ongoing efforts to divert water around the slope by using sandbags. Engineers say the only way to stabilize the area is to start at the top using a series of walls and anchors. The city says it hasn't started with this plan because they haven't agreed on a plan with the affected property owners. Negotiations are in the works.
We understand it's a complicated issue, that the homeowners have valid concerns, that the city has valid concerns, but there's a way forward. We want everybody to get on the same page. We want this safety issue taken care of, and we want the trail open back up.
And the city says to completely fix the problem, it can cost anywhere between $8 to $16 million.